Hey, I'm Hello Rodney. Thanks for clicking on my video. Well, I'm going to bring you something very, very special. Very, very special today. It's a video, John Kohler, OK Raw. I'm going to give you a little snippet of this. And for you to go and check this out. One of the things about humans is that for some reason we just don't take advice from people that know. We know better than they do. Oh, yeah, well, you've been doing that for 20 years, but you know what? You've done it wrong. I'll do it right. And that's why the world is the way it is that if every single generation would have passed on one single thing of importance to the next generation, and that generation would have grasped it and passed it on, can you imagine where the world would be right now? But unfortunately, we keep making the same mistakes over and 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 over again. So I want you to, I haven't watched the whole video. It's a long video. Let's see. It's a video, it's over an hour long. So, but this is something that's very, very important. I haven't watched the whole thing. I probably won't watch the whole thing because I know just by watching what he says in the beginning that it's very important. But for those people that are thinking that 80-10-10 fruitarianism is the way, this guy right here has got some experience that you might want to pay attention to. He's got some experience. When somebody like this has some experience, you might want to pay attention to it. And I want to thank OK Raw for doing this video. I love the guy. He's got a good vibe. I like his vibe. I do. I like his vibe. And if I'm not mistaken, he must be a pretty good farmer. Being a farmer is a good thing. It's a real good thing. I'm Hello Rodney. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.
John Kohler with OKRaw.com. Today I have another exciting episode for you. This one's very important to me because I see it happen a lot in the raw foods arena. Recently, I was at the Woodstock Fruit Festival and met a brilliant young lady named Jolita Brilliance. And Jolita Brilliance has recently started eating meat, and it may happen to a lot of people that are into a fruit-based diet, and I don't want that to happen to you. So today I have a special guest, Dr. Jameth Sheridan, who has a lot of experience with this exact situation and has some reasons why this occurs. And in this video, we're going to share those reasons with you because I do not want you going back to eating animal products. In my opinion, it's not a solution, and it's going to cause a bigger problem. So Jameth, why don't you tell us more about yourself, how long you've been into a plant-based, raw-style diet, and some of your experiences with the fruits and eating high fruit diet.
I've been into plant-based veganism for about 28 years and raw foods for about 26.
28 years and 26 years. Now, for those people that are watching this video, think about that. Think about, where were you 28 years ago? What were you doing 28 years ago? Now, I know there's quite a few out there that are really, man, you jumped on this bandwagon and you're going strong, and boy, you're really there. But you've only been doing it for a year or two. Listen to this guy.
Eating animal products, in my opinion, it's not a solution, and it's going to cause a bigger problem. So, Jameth, why don't you tell us more about yourself, how long you've been into a plant-based, raw-style diet, and some of your experiences with the fruits and eating high fruit diet.
I've been into plant-based veganism for about 28 years and raw foods for about 26. Not as a passing fancy, but as a full-time career, vocation, and a full-time dharma. I'm into it. I live it, I breathe it, I research it. I've been through most of the raw food diets, and I've helped evolve some of them. I'm not the founder of the raw foods movement, but I'm one of the early pioneers. And the number one reason that I see people leaving a raw foods vegan program, and the number one reason that I see people leaving a raw foods vegan program is because they emphasize fruitarianism. The number one reason we lose more people to veganism because of fruitarianism than anything else. In fact, raw food fruitarianism is the worst threat to veganism.
There you go.
Why? You think you go out in nature in the Garden of Eden, you walk around,
80% of calories from food or 90%, like a really extreme amount that's not normal because there's so many different other foods on earth we could be eating.
Correct. Okay, if you're doing a tremendous amount of athletic activity, you're burning glucose in your blood.
There it
The
is.
first thing it wants immediately from that expenditure is it wants sugar. It wants
How much fruit, like if somebody's eating like 80% of calories from food or 90%, like a really extreme amount that's not normal because there's so many different other foods on earth we could be eating.
correct. Okay, if you're doing a tremendous amount of athletic activity, you're burning glucose in your bloodstream. You're burning glycogen that your liver's converting into glucose. You're burning glycogen from your muscles. It's going into your bloodstream. And you're deficient in glycogen because you worked out really hard for really long. What your body wants, the first thing it wants immediately from that expenditure is it wants sugar. It wants immediate blood sugar because it's trying to crank out blood sugar as fast as it can because you're using it constantly. So after you work out or doing lots of athletics, you want fruits or fruits blended into a smoothie which seems more concentrated. It dictates that. It mandates that. But if you're not doing all that exercise, you don't need that much sugar coming into your body constantly.
Now, that is a very interesting thing that he said, okay? Because the people that are pushing the 80-10-10 diet, the people that are pushing this, are the people that are high-performing athletes, okay? So, you know, you can do whatever you want to do. You know, I know that the fruitarian diet is not for me, but whatever you do, you know, just the only thing I suggest is just do the research. That's all you have to do. Listen to these people like this. These people know. You know, I mean, 26 years, 28 and 26 years that this guy's been doing this. I mean, this guy knows. I mean, look what he looks like. He didn't even look like he's that old. He started when he was like 2 years old or something. I mean, look, just you need to pay attention to what the people that have been doing it a long, long time have to say. You really do. So, thanks, OK Raw. Thank you, OK Raw, for what you've done. And see, I'm Hella Rodney. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.